Well, it's been a big year for the eMovement in South Africa, which brought a Formula E race to local shores. Cape Town hosted the historic event in February. ePrix Cape Town Chairman Iain Banner has been a busy man this year. He joins us now via Zoom. A very good afternoon. Welcome to Newzroom Afrika once again. So, if you have to wrap up how 2023 has gone in terms of the eMovement, how would you wrap it up, Iain?
I think we can only be so grateful for the outcome. You plan and dream for years and then you have to deliver. And I'm delighted to say that this year's execution, we were privileged to be voted best race of the year out of 17 races in our inaugural year. And I think most importantly, Vaylen, we launched our purpose strategy, which is all the initiatives that are about making a difference to this country, which sit right behind the celebration, which is the race.
The race will not be a part of the calendar in 2024. However, Formula E say they are working closely alongside you to ensure that it is there in 2025. Can you explain what happened that the races won't be in Cape Town for 2024?
It's very simple. We had a magnificent race this past year, but in a flash, we had to put up massive guarantees for the next year. And we made a pragmatic decision. This is all about the long term. So we decided, as I call it, to drive for 25 and to build all our purpose initiatives, which we can chat about, under Go Green Africa, which, as I said earlier, is about job creation and about building our economy. And that'll put us in a position, as I said, to celebrate come February 25, which is just 14 months away. So we needed the time to continue building the momentum that we've now initiated, and we're very excited about what lies ahead.
Would you like to tell us a little bit about those projects?
Thank you. February the 21st to the 23rd sees the second staging of Africa's Green Economy Summit. My dream and vision for that is for that to become the mining Indaba of the green economy. We are doubling in size this coming year, and it's all about connecting capital, both global and local capital, to investment opportunity in the green economy. The minute investment lands in economic projects, jobs are created. So it's a very important incubation hub for the sector. Our initiatives within Go Green Africa additionally include Formula Student Africa. We have 9 universities in South Africa on board now, under the guidance of the incredibly supportive Warwick University, and now Coventry have joined too, who are running educational programs that have been running this last 6 months already, to guide each team from the university's engineering departments, that is, to be E-ready. We have a very big sector in automotive in this country, about 5%, I believe, of our GDP and 14% of our exports. Who's worrying about skilling up young people in e-skills, not gaming, but actually the building of e-cars? So those 9 universities in 2025 will each enter a car that they've built themselves, building components, etc., and learning the art and the skill of that. And then additionally, we've got, of course, Go Green itself, which is a not-for-profit. We have the likes of Siemens, Eskom, Uber. Very shortly, I hope we'll announce Sasol, as well as some incredible service providers that are working together to show how to take things green. It's about providing the industry with examples about how to go green, both for individuals, households, and big corporations. And that initiative is coming on in leaps and bounds. So all of this work, Vaylen, continues for 12 months of the year and allows us then to drive towards the race each year as a celebration in sustainability and net zero.
How do these programs work alongside what government is doing to grow the green economy?
We obviously are engaged as much as we possibly can be with government. We are independent, so we're not dictated to by government, but we've started regionally with the Western Cape government and with the City of Cape Town with terrific support. We're growing now into all the relevant departments within government and within the government's very extensive initiatives in the green sector. So we see big collaboration in the future, and we see ourselves as a small part but very important part of this future economy.
With COP28 currently on the go, how does the eMovement view some of the discussions that are being had at that global summit?
I think the reality, Vaylen, is simple. What people are realizing is that we've disconnected from our environment some 200 years ago. In reality, at that stage, 200 years ago, we were intuitive, we understood the environment, we respected it, and we lived in harmony. Man has been living in isolation of that planet for too long now, and it is showcasing how unhappy nature is, how unhappy she is with our behavior. So without getting into specifics, the reality is man is at risk. That nature is and the world are not at risk. It is man that's at risk. And the sooner people realize that we're destroying ourselves, the better. So I am completely supportive of the climate change initiatives that are coming about, the green initiatives that are coming about. There is a practical level of engagement that's required that will be found, but we're very excited to be a part of this important initiative.
Is it your hope with the eMovement? I mean, if you could just wave a magic wand to see only electric vehicles on the road, is that the answer?
You know, it's interesting. My wife just returned from London where she spent time with our daughter and her baby. And she said to me, you won't believe it, we lived in London for 10 years. She said the city is half the noise it used to be because of all the electric vehicles and buses that are driving around. Those vehicles are not emitting fumes. And one can argue that cows produce more CO2 than cars do. But the reality is this is badly needed change that's happening, and it's happening in earnest. So, yes, I would like to see whether they're electric, whether they're hydrogen, alternative energy is what we need. We need alternative energy to drive us forward into the future. And I'm excited by the initiatives on both fronts, both on the electric side as well as on the hydrogen front. And we in Africa are the beneficiaries of this. We are going to see some massive changes in the next short while, and we can be the beneficiary of those changes. So we're at the center of a lot of that. I could go into a lot of detail about these incredible individuals that have joined with us that are changing the future, reimagining materials, coming up with solutions that move us away from a fossil fuel-driven economy. And it's all practical and very, very exciting and cost-effective, I might add.
So I'm correct in understanding this, that once these programs are more mature, then the Formula E will be more willing to put the race back on the calendar? Is that exactly how it's going to work?
It's a combination of things. The more activity that we have, the more engagement we can have with sponsors and supporters, etc., to bring in the cash that's needed to run a race. So it's a whole ecosystem that we're building that becomes codependent. Simple as that. It's economics and the race. If you just did the race and you didn't do everything else you're doing, one, you wouldn't have the impact, and two, we couldn't afford to stage the race. It's as simple as that. So it's good business, but I believe for a very long time that if you put purpose at the center of business, you're going to do better business. We did it when we created the Laureus World Sports Awards. We created the Laureus Sport for Good Foundation. That's helped 7 million children since we initiated it, raised over 5 billion rand. The awards every year sees a celebration of the greatest names in world sport. They are codependent. They work in harmony with one another. We're now focused on the green economy, and I'm excited about what lies ahead.
ePrix Cape Town Chairman Iain Banner, thank you so much for your time here on Newzroom Afrika. Good to catch up with you.